Sai Satcharita, Chapter-4, Part-2. Dictum of Gauli Bua. An old devotee by name Gauli Bua, aged about 95 years, was a Varkari of Pandhari. He stayed for 8 months in Pandharpur and for 4 months, Ashad to Kartik, July to November, on the banks of the Gangas. He had a donkey with him for carrying his luggage and a disciple as his companion. Every year he made his worry or trip to Pandharpur and came to Shirdi to see Sai Baba, whom he loved the most. He used to gaze at Baba saying, "This is Pandharinath Vitthal incarnate, the merciful Lord of the poor and helpless." This Gauli Bua was an old devotee of Vithoba and had made many a trip to Pandhari, and he testified that Sai Baba was real Pandharinath. Vitthal himself appeared. Sai Baba was very fond of remembering and singing God's name. He always uttered Allah Malik, God is Lord, and in his presence made others sing God's name continuously, day and night for all 7 days of the week. This is called Nam Saptaha. Once he asked Das Ganu Maharaj to do the Nam Saptaha. He replied that he would do it, proved he was assured that Vitthal would appear at the end of the 7th day. Then Baba, placing his hand on his chest, assured him that certainly Vitthal would appear, but for the devotee must be earnest and devout. The Dankapuri Thakur of Dakurnath, the Pandhari of Vitthal, the Dwarka of Ranchod Krishna is here, Shirdi. One need not go far out to see Dwarka. Will Vitthal come here from some outside place? He is here. Only when the devotee is bursting with love and devotion, Vitthal will manifest himself here, Shirdi. After the Saptah was over, Vitthal did manifest himself in the following manner. Kaka Sahib Dikshit was, as usual, sitting in meditation after his bath. He saw Vitthal in a vision. When he went at noon for Baba's darshan, Baba asked him point blank, "Did Vitthal Patil come? Did you see him? He is a very truant fellow. Catch him firmly, otherwise he will escape if you are even a little inattentive." This happened in the morning, and at noon there was another Vitthal darshan. A hawker came there for selling 25 or 30 pictures of Vithoba. This picture exactly tallied with the figure that had appeared in Kaka Sahib's vision. On seeing this and remembering Baba's words, Kaka Sahib Dikshit was much surprised and delighted. He brought one picture of Vithoba and placed it in the shrine for worship. Bhagwantrao Sri Sagar story. How fond was Baba of Vitthal worship was illustrated in Bhagwantrao Shikhar Sagar's story. The father of Bhagwantrao was a devotee of Vithoba and used to make various annual trips to Pandharpur. He also had an image of Vithoba at home, which he worshipped. After his death, the son stopped everything, the wari, the worship, and Shraddha ceremony, etc. When Bhagwantrao came to Shirdi, Baba, on remembering his father, at once said, "His father was my friend, so I dragged him, the son, here. He never offered Naivedya, offering of food, and so he starved Vitthal and me. So I brought him here. I shall remonstrate with him now and set him to worship." Das Ganu's bath in Prayag. The Hindus think that a bath in the holy teeth of Prayag, where the Ganga and Yamuna meet, is very meritorious, and thousands of pilgrims go there periodically to have the sacred bath there. Once Das Ganu thought that he should go to Prayag for a bath and came to Baba to get his permission for doing so. Baba replied to him, "It is not necessary to go so far. Our Prayag is here, believe me." Then, wonder of wonders, when Das Ganu placed his hands on Baba's feet, out flowed streams of Ganga Yamuna water from both the toes of Baba. Seeing this miracle, Das Ganu was overwhelmed with feelings of love and adoration, and tears filled my eyes. Inwardly, he felt inspired, and his speech burst forth into a song. in praise of Baba and his Leelas. Immaculate Conception of Sai Baba and his first advent in Shirdi. Nobody knew the parents, birth, or birthplace of Sai Baba. Many inquiries were made, many questions were put to Baba and others regarding this, but no satisfactory answer or information has yet been obtained. Practically, we know nothing about these matters. Namdev and Kabir were not born like ordinary mortals. They were found as infants in mother of pearls. Namdev being found on the bank Bhimarathi river by Gonai and Kabir on the bank Bhagirathi river by Tamal. Similar was the case with Sai Baba. He first manifested himself as a young lad of 16 years under a neem tree in Shirdi for the sake of bhaktas. Even then, he seemed to be full of knowledge of Brahma. He had no desire for worldly objects even in a dream. He kicked out Maya and Mukti. Deliverance was serving at his feast. One old woman of Shirdi, the mother of Nana Chopdar, described him thus: "This young lad, fair, smart, and very handsome, was first seen under the neem tree, seated in an asan. The people of the village were wonderstruck to see such a young lad practicing hard penance, not minding heat and cold. By day he associated with none, by night he was afraid of nobody. People were wondering and asking when this young chap has turned up. His form and features were so beautiful that a mere look endeared him to all. He went to nobody's door, always sat near the neem tree. Outwardly he looked very young, but his action he was really a great soul. He was the embodiment of dispassion and was an enigma to all. One day it so happened that God Khandoba possessed the body of some devotee, and people began to ask him, Deva, you please inquire, what blessed father's son is this lad and whence did he come? God Khandoba asked them to bring a pick axe and dig in a particular place. When it was dug, bricks were found underneath a flat stone. When the stone was removed, a corridor was seen. In four samais, lights were burning. The corridor led to a cellar where cow mouth shaped structures, wooden boats, rosaries were seen. Khandova said this lad practiced penance here for 12 years. Then the people began to question the lad about this. He put them off by telling them that this was his Guru's place, his holy Vatan, and requested them to guard this well. The people then closed the corridor as before. As Aswatha and Audumbar trees are held sacred, Baba regarded this neem tree equally sacred and loved it most. Malshapati and other Shirdi devotees regard this site as the resting place, Samadhi Sthan of Baba Gurus, and prostrate before it. Three Vadas. First, the site with the neem tree and surrounding space was bought by Mr. Hari Vinayak Sathi, and on this site a big building styled Sathi's Vada was created. This Vada was the sole resting place for pilgrims who flocked there. A platform was built round the neem tree and lots with steps was constructed. Under the steps, there is a niche facing south, and devotees sit on the platform facing north. It is believed that who burns incense there on Thursday and Friday evenings will by God's grace be happy. This vada was old and dilapidated and needed repairs. The necessary repairs, additions, and alterations have been made now by the Sansthan. Second, then, after some years, another vada, Dikshit's vada, was constructed. Kaka Sahib Dikshit, solicitor of Mumbai, had gone to England. He had injured his leg in an accident there. The injury could not got rid by any means. Nana Sahib Chandorkar advised him to see Sai Baba. So he went to Sai Baba in 1909 and requested him to cure the lameness of his mind rather than that of his leg. He was so much pleased with the darshan of Sai Baba that he decided to reside in Shirdi. So he built a vada for himself and other devotees. The foundation of this building was laid on 10-12-1910. On this day, two other important events took place. First, Mr. Dada Sahib Kharpadi was given permission to return home, and second, the night aarti at the Chavadi was started. The Vada was completed and was inhabited on the Ram Navami day in 1911 with due rites and formalities. Third, then another Vada or palatial mansion was put up by the famous millionaire Mr. Bhuti of Nagpur. A lot of money was spent on this building, but it was all well utilized as Sai Baba's body is resting in this Vada, which is now called the Samadhi Mandir. The site of this mandir formerly had a garden which was watered and looked after by Baba. Three Vadas thus came up, where there were none formerly. Of these, Sathewada was most useful to all in the early days. The story of the garden, which was attended by Sai Baba with the help of Vaman Tatya, the temporary absence of Sai Baba from Shirdi, and his coming again to Shirdi with the marriage party of Chand Patil. The company of Devidas, Jankidas, and Gangagir Baba's wrestling match with Mohideen Tamboli residing in the masjid, love of Mr. Dengle and other devotees, and other incidents will be described in the next chapter. Bo to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Sri Sai Satcharita, Chapter 4,